Did you know that much of the main cast of Yu Yu Hakusho actually wanted to portray each other's characters? In 2001, the series was licensed by Funimation as one of their first new anime properties outside of the Dragon Ball franchise. Former ADR engineer Justin Cook was attached to both direct and produce the English dub for this new series, of which also intended to air on Cartoon Network the following year. In preparation, Justin watched all 112 episodes in Japanese before the extensive casting process happened. Supposedly, fans of the show wishing to be involved even sent in auditions on tape, particularly for the character of Hiei. During the audition process of the main character, Yusuke Urameshi, actors such as Christopher Sabat and Chuck Huber both read on the part. Sabat would later go on to book co-star Kazuma Kuwabara, but was actually vying for the part of Hiei, which of course went to Chuck Huber, who was vying for the part of Yusuke himself. As no one was quite fitting the bill, former head producer of Funimation Barry Watson suggested Justin himself to audition for Yusuke, and he ultimately booked it, going on to produce, direct, and star in the Yu Yu Hakusho series.
I swear, could this day possibly get any stupider?
Ironic, as Justin was originally vying to play the part of Kurama, which eventually went to the show's script supervisor at the time, John Bergmeyer. But as is the case with a lot of classic anime franchises that span across various pieces of media, a few other companies had their shot at Yu Yu Hakusho as well. Media Blasters licensed and recorded their own English dub for the Yu Yu Hakusho movie The Golden Seal in Los Angeles, California. This dub featured the likes of anime dubbing veterans Jonathan Thawne as Yusuke, Lex Lang as Kuwabara, Kirk Thornton as Hiei, and even Hollywood film director David Hayter as Kurama.
I was passing by and noticed you might need a little weed whacking done. You won't get by me! Rose Whip!
Interestingly, Kurama is played by a woman in the Japanese version, Megumi Ogata, while his true demonic form, Yoko, is played by a separate actor, Shigeru Nakahara. In the case of the character Koenma, he was also played by a woman, Mayumi Tanaka. In a similar fashion, Koenma was voiced by Brienne Siddall for the Media Blasters dub of the Golden Seal movie, to match the Japanese sound.
What? You better not have done anything to him! Why, you're a rotten bad seed!
In the case of the series, some examples of taking creative liberties applied to both Kurama and Koenma, as John Bergmeyer portrayed both iterations of Kurama, and Sean Michael Teague was cast as Koenma, to fit within the character's gender while still carrying the youthful sound.
Well, to be more exact, I am the mighty Koenma, and I am the son of King Yama. Even though I appear to be a child, I've been around for over 50 times longer than you have, so watch your mouth when you speak to me.
Funnily enough, another Yu Yu Hakusho movie titled Chapter of Underworld's Carnage, Bonds of Fire, was licensed and dubbed by Central Park Media in New York under the name Poltergeist Report. This movie was released in March of 1998, a few years before Funimation began working on the series, and even before Media Blasters produced their dub of the Golden Seal movie that same year. In it, Eric Stewart of then Pokemon fame was the voice of Koenma, taking a similar approach to what Funimation later did on casting a male actor to the Spirit World ruler.
This cannot end up in their hands. Hurry and take it to Yusuke. There's no other way to save the Spirit World.
The main cast consisted of Rick Nagel, Cliff Lazenby, Chris Orbach, and James Stanley as Yusuke, Kuwabara, Kurama, and Hiei, respectively. There also exists an English dub produced by Animax for English-speaking territories in Asia based on the Funimation scripts, and a Filipino dub called Ghost Fighter, where the characters' names were changed and Americanized, such as Yusuke being named Eugene. Many years later, Funimation not only licensed and redubbed the Golden Seal movie with their cast in Dallas, Texas, but also produced a remastered series of Blu-ray box sets in which they were given the chance to go back and fine-tune certain things about the show's recording. In addition to updating the sound mix of every episode, several changes were made to fix issues of inconsistency. For example, the character Suzuki had his name changed to Suzuka in order to not conflict with the Suzuki Motor Corporation with Yu Yu Hakusho merchandising. Since all that time later, it was determined that this wouldn't be a problem, Jeremy Inman was brought back in to re-record lines with the character where he states his own name, to correct it back to how it was originally intended. Other actors were brought in to re-record lines surrounding the scene in order to keep the change consistent.
And that power will be mine! In 1,000 years they'll worship me, and each will have a unique vision. And one will say, the beautiful Suzuki, he looked like this. And another will say, no, he looked like this. No, like this. Like this. And each vision will be grander than the last, and I will live in their minds forever. I'll first eradicate the elderly from the world in honor of the soon-to-be-late Genkai. And then I shall strike down all who refuse to worship me, the beautiful Suzuka. And that, as they say, will be that.
And that power will be mine. In 1,000 years they'll worship me, and each will have a unique vision, and they'll say, the beautiful Suzuki, he looked like this. And another will say, no, he looked like this. No, like that, like this. And each vision will be grander than the last, and I will live forever. I'll eradicate the elderly from the world in honor of the soon-to-be-late Genkai. And then I shall strike down all who refuse to worship me, the beautiful Suzuki. And that will be that.
Another case lies within a character tied to Hiei's backstory. During the rescue mission to save his sister Yukina, Hiei has a flashback involving the demon surgeon Shigure, a character who wouldn't be fully revealed or fleshed out until towards the end of the series. In this flashback, Shigure is voiced by Jerry Jewell, who happened to be recording some additional characters for those episodes at the time. Fans will also know him as the voice of Suzaku and Jean. In the final story arc of the series, Peter Weber provided Shigure's voice, so for the Blu-ray release, Peter was brought in to re-record the lines in Hiei's flashback during that earlier episode.
Are you sure you want to go through with this? The fusion between you and the Jagan Eye will be much more painful than you imagine. I have to lock you down to the table to keep you from ripping out your own eyes. I have earplugs for myself. Everyone screams. The only question is, what will you say?
Are you sure you want to go through with this? The fusion between you and the Jagan Eye will be much more painful than you imagine. I have to lock you down to the table to keep you from ripping out your own eyes. I have earplugs for myself. Everyone screams. The only question is, what will you say?
J. Michael Tatum was also brought in to re-record the character of Hokushin, previously played by Jerome57, the voice of Itsuki a few episodes prior. Last but not least, Justin Cook's viewing of the entire series before the casting occurred allowed him to make the proper decision of casting Kent Williams as the voice of the narrator, as well as the Blue Ogre George Sao-Tome, as it's revealed in one of the final episodes that they are, in fact, the same character.
Do you need a back rub, Koenma, sir? You seem tense. And so indeed, Yusuke's journey as a spirit detective is done. What lies ahead as he grows from boy to man? Not even the supposedly wise Koenma could know that.
I won't give you the narrator job if you annoy me.
Thanks for watching. This video was inspired by Did You Know Gaming, so go check out their channel and watch all their videos about gaming trivia. Special thanks to Omadon for the audio mastering, Krissa SJE for the music, and BehindTheVoiceActors.com for all the audio samples. If you like this video, check out some of our other ones linked here on the side, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more. See you next time.